Hello. What's up, guys? We meet again. In fact, on short notice, I might add, because a funny thing happened actually. I went out for my usual lunch at a nearby shopping mall, and look what I found. Now, if ever there is one particular cartoon that really epitomizes my childhood, is this one right here. Mind you, let me share a secret. I'm Ronaf, Prince of Collection, defender of the secrets of my wallet. This is my friend. Well, I don't really have much friends. Well, anyways, fabulous secrets were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magical figures and said, "By the powers of Grayskull, I have the power!" And with that, my alter ego became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became Ronaf, the most powerful man in the universe. Okay, time to get up now. Okay. Anyways, only a few others share this secret. My wife, because I can't get past anything by her. My kids, because they are always complaining that I'm buying toys at their expense. And my best friend, who secretly, I think he has not aged, although he is in his well over in his 40s. Anyways, together we defend the secrets of Channel Rona from the evil forces of the scalpers. All right, enough of fooling around then. Well, as you can see, all that ridiculous intro is for one of my beloved character, the He-Man himself, the Barbarian, and his trusted steed or friend or whatever you could call it, the Battle Cat. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff of what comes with the toy figures themselves. Anyway, I guess as being a toy channel, we have to open this up now right out of the box, or in cards rather. In this case, the He-Man comes in a card. He does come with his other, shall we say, fellow characters within the universe. You have He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms from the hero side, and then you have Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, Beastman on the evil warriors side. I think this is just the first wave. The first wave also came with Battle Cat, and I think there was one with Prince Adam and the sled. Fantastic artwork on the cards. It's unfortunate I do need to take the figure out to put in the Battle Cat. On the Battle Cat, sorry. I'm not probably going to save it, but credit where credit is due. Mattel. This is what happens when you review Marvel Legends all the time. Mattel, not Marvel, Mattel. Right. Going back to the review. Mattel did a fantastic job replicating and modernizing the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures in these new sort of carded and boxed, I might add, figures. And what a tribute this is. I mean, of course, for a kid in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, there can be nothing more better than He-Man. Well, there's an argument to be made with Thundercats and Transformers and Mask and all that, but okay, let's put that aside for the time being, because I don't have that figures. It's only this guy here, so let's give him his due where it is due. Right out of the box. Okay, so the other thing is, I think for the younger generation or other generations who are not very well equipped with He-Man, but let's be honest here, it's making a comeback. We have seen bucket loads of information on Netflix in terms of either an animation series or there is a documentary on toys that made us, and there was another documentary specifically on this particular line, or the original line that is. So anyone with even half a decent attempt in understanding toy and toy history would know the Masters of the Universe Toyland and how successful it was for Mattel and how they would like to replicate it. One thing for sure, I am introducing He-Man to my kids and they absolutely love him. In fact, the first son that I had, he's able to name pretty much most of the characters within the Masters of the Universe, and nothing makes the dad proud seeing his first one actually name characters from cartoons he has never watched in his life. But there's just something appealing about a barbarian with sword and a shield and a battle cat. I mean, they don't make cartoons like they used to. Well, that shows off my age. Anyways, let's open this up. Let's open Mr. Cat himself up and let's see what we have. So, what do you get with this figure? Of course, you have the man himself, He-Man, in his sort of very blondish hair. Still has that sort of haircut that we associated He-Man back in the day. Well, nothing much has changed that. He's still a trendsetter. Yeah, even all those years have gone by. And then he comes with his accessories, which is the shield, which I believe under the original Filmation, series is only shown a few times. More often than not, it was sort of used for training and with other like Man-at-Arms and his troops and whatnot, but never He-Man as such. Although he does come with the shield, and then you have half the sword. Now, anyone who knows the law of the Masters of the Universe, you know that Skeletor has the other half, and together with the He-Man sword, you put them together, and that becomes the key to open the Castle Grayskull. I think it's a front door and all that fantastic storyline there. And as you can see here, there is pegs that connects to the other sword. Of course, you have to buy Skeletor for that, but for the time being, you have the sword for He-Man, and then you have the battle axe. Battle axe, if I am not mistaken, it was predominantly used for the battle armor suit. So not this suit. So this is sort of the barbarian look, but He-Man does come with the battle armor version of himself. But it's nice for them to include that. And as always, like the original Toyland, it also comes with this mini comic. I think it has been improved, or rather, it's a modern take on the original comic, and it is an actual comic. I mean, there is a storyline there with dialogues and whatnot. I believe from other, let me make this clear. Yeah, I believe from other reviews I've seen, the other figures that they get, it's not like an individual comic for each of the characters. It's actually the same comic that's printed out, or at least for the first wave. I don't know whether they're gonna do another comic version, but it is an actual mini comic that you can read and collect it. Okay, mine has shown a bit of tear. I think it didn't open properly, but okay, it's fantastic to have that. And then of course for Battle Cat, it's just Battle Cat, a big tiger that comes with a little bit of articulation. Now, I think for most of you would know that the original tie line didn't really have articulation as such. It was a static toy, but the current ones, actually, you can see all comes with joints. Of course, not as elaborate as, let's say, a Marvel Legend or anything like that, but it does come with articulation enough for you to pose them. Battle Cat obviously comes with this red armor here, which I believe you can take it out, but I don't know why would you even bother. There seems to be a rubber band that I left. Right, go away, rubber band. Battle Cat don't need you. Anyways, so let's look at the figures one at a time, see how they move and whatnot. And obviously the pose, the killer pose that we're waiting for, He-Man on top of that with the sword. Let's do that. Now, in terms of articulation, as I mentioned before, these toys you're not really buying it for the articulation, are you? Or at least not to the extent of, let's say, a Marvel Legend character and whatnot. But having said that, there is articulation enough for you to turn left and right. But more importantly for He-Man, I think he is one that should look up, and he does look decently up enough for his sword pose. But okay, we'll stick the sword later. His hands can be stretched out, can be stretched forward. It can be rotated as such. His elbows is bendable, although I think it's just a single joint elbow, more than enough for me. Two grippy hands, or at least one grippy hand, or one sort of like a more open hand. As such, the figure itself is simplistic, what do you call that, modular connections. I've seen people, quite a few people doing all sorts of bits and bobs and putting different sort of body parts and whatnot to create their perfect version of He-Man, or anything like that. Because I think under this line there was also a sort of a WWE line where they had The Rock and Macho Man and all that. And I've seen some guys on certain channels, they do quite a bit of mixing and matching, and that takes quite a bit of talent that I don't have. I mean, hey, even doing this video is a full-time job, so cut me some slack, man. Anyways, and then for his legs, he can stretch out quite a bit, which is more than what I can say for some of the other Marvel Legend characters. His joint is single, but on the knee, and it just does the the usual 90 degrees that is expected. His shin is actually a peg, then you connect to the holes of the lower half of his leg. His ankles, there is a hinge there that allows you front and back, and nothing much from a rocking motion point of view. And what else? Oh yeah, his hands can also go inward that much, outward that much, can be rotated. The figure itself, in terms of quality control, looks alright, although mine, as you can see here, He-Man, I think has had an accident in terms of his eyebrow. For some reason, there's a part of it that's missing. So He-Man, I will have to do something about your eyebrow, because you're a good looking man, and I don't want you to have this kind of missing eyebrow in one piece. Anyways, other than that, I think the paint is okay, nothing much I can see. There is a flaw, maybe there's sort of something there that okay, minor. The body itself is all perfect, nothing to rant about. Yeah, I don't necessarily see anything I might have missed out, and you guys might take notice. Of course, you can put a sword right there, and it sticks perfectly. Maybe not all the way up, all the way down, sorry, just enough for him to take it out, I suppose. Yeah, it fits perfectly and can be rotated whichever way, or rather it tends to go straight, but I don't know, maybe you can go at the sides whichever way you want. Yeah, in terms of quality control, I'm okay with what I'm seeing at the moment, except for that eyebrow there, which I will let my wife do the necessary, because she is the creative artistic person. I don't know, actually I'm in her room with all her paint colors and whatnot, so if ever someone can mend this, it will be my wife. The accessories itself, again, nothing much to shout about. It's just a gray paint. It does the part, it looks the part, that's all you can ask for. Same thing for the battle axe, again, all gray color in nature, so it is what it is. The only difference to the battle axe and the sword is the shield, which has some color, which is in this case the insides of the shield It's like a two-tone shield. One is red and gray. And funnily, actually, in the Filmation series, there was a shot of somebody taking it, and the shield was actually all gray. So it's amazing where they've put some colors in places where it is not really wanted. I mean, I would have been happy with just a perfectly gray shield, but anyways. And then the shield itself has this connecting what do you call this, like clips that you can just insert into he-man's arms, and that should protect him. And then he can also insert his hand into this holder as such. Okay, so that's he-man. And for Battle Cat, now of course I'll put all this later. For Battle Cat, he comes with his, yes, battle armor, which has his eyes drawn onto it, along with the eyes of the tiger itself. The tiger looks menacing. It does have articulation on his mouth, so that allows the mouth to open up for growling and be intimidating. I don't think you can ever use Battle Cat's alter ego Cringer for this, because this is too scary for Cringer. And then in terms of this armor, I think you can also take it out because it just looks like a belt buckle. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I don't particularly see a reason why I want to take out this saddle. I think it's a saddle. Anyways, and then the legs can rotate this much. There is a articulation there, and then the hind legs can sort of go that straighten up, okay, in bendy positions. The tails can rotate and go up and down because I can see a hinge. There you go. Yeah, so you can go, yeah, that much. I think that's more than enough. On the second rear legs, same thing, bit more stiffer than the other side, but that's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, okay, straighten out and bendy. The front legs, as you can see here, that's your hinge and allows again the same rotation. Possibly if you take out the saddle, you can probably go all the way, but I don't know why would you. Anyways, and then to straighten out you can go that much, and then to bend you can go that much. Now I guess it's the same for the other side. Now if you know as well as I do, the original Mattel sort of Battle Cat back in the day actually came with that sort of pose where it's like ready to attack, and it's a bit more like a stealthier pose, I suppose. But I don't think you are able to do that, because if you try to adjust the leg one or the other, this one only allows two position of the same position in both legs. I don't think it allows you to move the legs independently without because the moment you try to adjust one leg, let's say one straight here and one there, I think it's possible, but it's always going to slant one way or another depending on which position is more dominant. I think it has been mentioned time and time again that they could have done with a sort of a ankle articulation, so that you can straighten this out, and that could have given that sort of stealth pose, I suppose. But well, this kind of figures is built, shall we say, with cost in mind, and for what it's worth, I'm not gonna complain. So there you go. That's about it in terms of articulation. Oh yeah, the heads, did I say there is a cut on the what do you call neck area here, which allows the head to go down that much, up that much, and I say the jaws can be opened up and down, so battery can turn left and right, whichever way you want it to. Okay, So with that, let's put all this together and see how it looks. So you might be asking me what happens when you put everything together. Well, all I can say is pure ecstasy. I can tell you this is by far, well, just gorgeous. I mean, it may not offer much in terms of articulation, all the modern technology and all that comfort, but man, does it put a smile on my face. I mean, just look at it, He-Man with his sword, his trusted friend, and just ready to battle the evil forces of Skeletor. You can't ask for anything better than this. In all honesty, it just looks the part. Well, maybe I should adjust the tail. There are some limitations in terms of articulation. I mean, the battle cat is pretty stiff. It doesn't really want to pose much, or at least the legs are not really. I mean, it's a bit wonky. By the way, there's one articulation I did find. The leg can actually rotate, so you can extend. What helps you to extend, I suppose. But I was going for that killer sort of battle cat look where it's ready to pounce, but that this is the best that I can do in terms of posing this cat. He's a big cat, by the way, and so, well, okay, it is what it is. I'm not gonna rant or complain about it. I'm just happy I got this figure. For a nostalgic freak like me to get back this particular toy line in whatever shape or form, in its whatever variation, I will take it. The He-Man, the sculpt, the let's say the design, the whatever, the color, the colors, it just pops. Everything is the right color, exactly how I want it to be, exactly like the filmation what do you call that series that I grew up with, Saturday morning cartoons and all that. All the good stuff, all the nostalgia. It's all the right points in terms of nostalgia. So what else can I ask for? This is life. Life can suck. 2020 can suck, but you see this in a shelf. Nothing else matters. I can vouch for that. So guys, get this as much as you can. Younger fans, newer fans, try to learn about He-Man, try to watch a few episodes. Okay, some episodes I might add, it feels a bit outdated, it feels a bit let's say what do you call that, a bit funny, but the message is pretty clear. He is a hero. He has his heart at the right place. He is the chosen one, and he lives up to that. And there are some interesting moments in the cartoon, and I definitely would agree. Anyone, I mean, it is true, very true, and I don't want to rant about this again and again, but they don't make cartoons like these anymore, where the hero is actually a hero, a man who stands for integrity, honor, respect, gentlemanness in terms of how he fights and whatnot. Today we laugh at silly jokes and god knows what else, design. Let's not get into it. I never really appreciated this, when I was a child, and just in my 40s now, and having to look at this, it's just something that I felt like I should have cherished it even more back then. But never too late. I'm not dead, so I can cherish it until the day I die. Brings a lot of memories. Made the man of me in terms of the cartoon, not just He-Man, but just pretty much most the 80s cartoon of this sort of genre, the fantasy, half science, half magical, half fantasy world, kind of, the Thundercats and whatnot. So with that, I will end this well, with some poses, although I don't think I'm gonna take this out or take many poses, I suppose, because this is the best pose that you are likely to pose the figure, and this is a likely pose I'm gonna keep my figure in my display. So with that, thank you guys. As always, if you like what you see, please click the like button and subscribe, and I will see you when I see you. Adios.
swerving, make it trendy. We look sexy, here we go, making Billy on, getting icy zone, flexing. I've been swerving, make it trendy. We look